Good morning. Who's up with me? I always laugh because I'm thinking about being on social media at 8 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that might be 5 a.m. for some of you. So I don't know how I feel about that. Maybe this is too early. Maybe you're getting ready for work. Whatever. Whenever you get a chance to listen to this, as always, hello. And I just pray that the space that I am feeling led to just hold this space for a moment for myself, for you, for maybe the future you that will need to hear this at another moment. But I just want to take a moment to connect with you on some thoughts that I have and to finally announce a couple things that I had. Like it was after Thanksgiving, and I made an announcement that while I was sick and incredibly disappointed. And then I chose to look at my situation through an abundant mindset, through the lens of abundance, which means, I could be fearful of all the things or disappointed. And hey, if I take a minute to pause and to yield to this gorgeous spirit that I have inside of me, it will inform me of something that I can't see with my human eyes or I can't understand from just my own perspective. And now I'm more and more using the language that I can't reason or rationalize it with the left side of my brain. So it gives me an opportunity to pause from the rationalizing the moment, trying to wrap my left brain around the moment, release that and pop over to the right side of my brain and start exercising. Excuse me, I'm still getting over the head cold, but just exercising the freedom and the joy that is going on in real time. But we have to pause and we have to yield to it to see what else do you want me to see in this scenario. And in that time when I was sick and missing out on everything with Thanksgiving, I yielded to the right side of my brain with freedom and love, and I got these two gorgeous downloads. And so today I want to announce the two gorgeous downloads and just bring everything into real time. What's so special about this is that we can't control our circumstances around us, but we can still do what I'm talking about no matter what and even if. Hi, Betsy. Hi, Lisa. Good morning. Hi. Oh, I love being with you. So thanks for taking a moment. And for those of you who are commenting, I'm just so grateful to see you. Happy Monday morning. Okay, so I'm going to start with this 2022 new year. I can't remember at what point in time I came up with my phrase for the year, and it was how high. How high? And I tend to follow my own patterns. I know some people will do New Year's resolutions. Some people will do like a word for the year. And it's cool, man. I'm all good with whatever. But at that moment, I just felt like, gosh, I don't feel like any one pattern of the New Year's resolution was coming to me. And I wasn't feeling at peace or motivated by it. So I paused and then, long story short, without giving you all the details, I just felt my spirit just kind of like, my soul and my spirit joined together. And I thought, yes, that's what it is. It's like this phrase that I'm going to hold on to. And the phrase was how high. The phrase was when, and I posted about this, I think in January of 2022. And it was like, okay, so the spirit inside of me, which is really probably activated in the right side of our brain, the spirit inside of me is like, let's do this. Let's go. Let's go. And then the left side of my brain is like, yeah, but I'm fearful of, but it'll be uncomfortable. What if I put myself out there? And the right side of my brain, which again, I believe is God within me, is like, man, will you let go of all rational thinking? The kingdom of God is not necessarily, rarely, if ever, do we tap into the abundance on the left side of our memory based, future tripping focused, fearful, and not fearful even in negative, but just like, let me get all my ducks in a row. Let me overthink about this and then I'll say yes. And So it was just this time of the year to get to the point because I have a whole different message. And it was just this awesome opportunity for me to say, yes, what if I went through 2022 with this abundant mindset and the perspective that when I feel called to do something, I don't just say yes, I say how high. When my God says jump, I say, it's just like, how high? Where do you want to go? How do you want to view this? No matter what, and even if. And y'all know, if you've paid attention to my life over the years, I have not had the yellow brick road kind of easy. Not that anyone really does, but I'm very, transparent with, hi, Nancy, how are you? Good to see you. Nice to see you this morning as well. Yes, spirit filled, man. Let's go. Let's go. So, I said hello to Nancy. Now I totally forgot. Not your fault, my fault. But anyway, so I'm like, what would that be like to just say yes? To just say yes. So this was one of the first few years being super spirit led where I carried the New Year's resolution throughout the entire year. This whole phrase of how high has just penetrated my moments, no matter what. Oh, that's what I was saying. No matter what, and even if, no matter what, and even if, no matter what, and even if, no matter if I'm dealing with that. And I had I had an awesome no matter what, and even if yesterday, and I'll explain that. But it's just like, how high? How high do you want me to see this from your vantage point, the heaven on earth, the kingdom realm now? I want to see it from your vantage point. Again, that's the right side of our brain. So I carried this how high throughout the whole year. Here and there, some months or days, I was really focused on it. Some that it became such a habit over the days, over the months, that I didn't have to say it. I just, like, my spirit won, my right side of my brain won, and it was just like I moved into action without even stopping and thinking about how high. Right? So it's so perfect. Right? So hi, Danielle. Hello. Okay, come back and watch it later, y'all. Come back, Danielle, and watch us later. Angie, hi, friend. Come on, Tracy. No, Trisha. Hi, friend. Oh, good morning, y'all. Okay, so listen to this. This is so great that it benefited me all year long. It wasn't a New Year's resolution that dwindled by 2 weeks into January, or definitely by February. So here's a couple announcements. Hang in there. Come back and listen to this if this gets a little too lengthy. But listen, oh my goodness, it's such a blessing. Okay, I'm going to pause in real time for a moment and share this no matter what and even if moment. So I'm dressed up a little bit more. I took off my black blazer because I'm prepared to go to a more memorial service, and this family is choosing to use the language. It's a celebration of life. And it it is my son, my youngest son's friend, and really good friend. His dad passed, so he's my age, and I had no idea that all that was going on in this family was going on, and it gives me goosebumps to think about it right now. So my son and my husband went into that. This was this weekend. My son and my husband went into their hockey game. My husband coaches and my son's on the team, obviously, to prep to get ready for the game. And I'm waiting in the car doing different things for the hour until the game starts. And I see this Facebook post from my friend that her husband has passed, and my son's dear friend, this is going to, very much affect a 15-year-old boy. And this was the moment that my soul and my left brain was in high gear. And I'm like, what? I mean, I literally could not rationalize what I just saw. I had to it was a Facebook post, and I had to look at it again. I had to literally look at the face of our friend's husband, our friend, and that he had passed. And my brain couldn't make sense out of it. I'm like, no, this does not make any sense. I looked at it again, and I reread it, and I looked at it again, and I'm like, does he have a twin? I'm not kidding. I'm like, I could not fathom, I couldn't believe what I was reading and seeing. And then I just text my friend, and she got back to me, and she's like, it's been this quiet battle that not too many people have known about, and he's lost his battle. And I don't even know all the details yet, but I mean, so I'm going to get through these details, but it just to go to the celebration of life this afternoon. Um, no matter what, and even if, no matter what, and even if, how do you have an abundant mindset? How do you say, how high, Lord? How do you tap into the right side of your brain where there's freedom and joy to to express, I can't even use the word rationalize because that's the left side of our brain. No, to patiently endure this. Um, and then when I was talking with this friend, and the how high was, Lord, I want to see it from your vantage point. This is the same thing I did with the Oxford, and I prayed for Oxford all year, the high school tragedy of 4 young lives and an entire community, and so much there in the Oxford High School November 30th remembrance 1 year later. And it's like, God, I want to see this from your vantage point. How high can my right brain go while I sustain the tension? I stay in the tension. I stay in the tension. I don't numb out. I don't leave the tension because I can't handle it. I stay in the tension and I say, how high am I willing to let the right side of my brain go? How high so that I can see it from your vantage point, Father God, who is fathering this family when they've lost their father? How high am I willing to go while I stand in the tension? Staying in the tension, patiently enduring. I want to endure this so that I can see this from your vantage point. And there's so much I want to speak into this, but there's another message I just I want you to know that, y'all, I live in real time. I stand in the tension. I have learned over seasons to find the benefit of staying in the tension, of leveling up my faith to be able to see things from, and this doesn't, saying the word creative, seeing it from a creative perspective. Why? Because we come from a creator, capital C creator, that creates all things good and new if we're willing to stand in the tension and disconnect possibly from our right brain. Our right brain is filled with beautiful memories. It's also filled with painful memories. It's filled with things that can trigger us. It's very soulish. It's very ego. It's very Tara. I want to understand it from Tara's perspective. And there's nothing wrong with it. But what happens so much is that we just stay there. This is triggering past hurts and memories that project into my future and dictate my future. This experience, when we experience things from the left side of our brain, we want to wrap our brain around it. We want to rationalize it. We sit into it. We sit in it until we can understand it, which is probably never. And then that is what gets us stuck. That's what gets us stuck in the memories in the left brain, so that we don't move forward, so that we don't progress, so that we don't level up, so that we don't create something new. How, Father, can we create with you? How can we cooperate with you no matter what? And even if I can't create in tragedy, and God says, with me, you can. So I'm gonna move on because, man, y'all, I could pause right there. So, um, staying in the right side of our brains and staying with this concept of no matter what and even if, and staying in the tension and being able to create and not get stuck and not let our past and not let the moment right now. What's the opposite of create? Death, destruction. kill, steal, all of that is the opposite of creating. That there is a force that wants to kill, steal, and destroy. And then there's a force that wants to create, that wants to love, that wants to say that if you hang out with me in this, if you stay courageous and you brave your abundant spirit and you get over into the right side and you talk to me about it, how can we collaborate in this? And our soul wants us to stay in the left brain, I believe. I feel like I'm getting all this new language, and this weekend I'm going to say a couple more things before I give you my two announcements. My soul, I can tell, does not want to let go. The Terra part of me that wants to control, that wants to know, that wants to feel safe and self-protected, and I'm going to be the one to like promote myself, to move myself forward. I'm going to just get to a point where I can understand the whole perspective, feel the feels, and maybe not even move forward. Well, at least because I'm surviving. Forget abundance, forget being filled no matter what and even if. I'm just holding on. I'm just in survival mode, and at least I'm alive, and I'm going to stay here in this. And all my past memories of my left brain, all my past memories have told me it's safer not to be uncomfortable. It's safer not to stay in the tension. And so this weekend, oh man, I was feeling the feels, partly because of learning of the death of a friend. And that manifests itself. That pops around in our bodies and our souls. Our soul is our mind, our will, our emotions. Hi, Julie. Hi, Leslie. Hi, Deirdre. Hello. Our soul is our mind, our will, and our emotions. And and I think it bounces around our soul, tragedy, and even just I'm married, I've got 3 children, I have this job, this ministry, I have friends, I have community, I have church, and I have all these different decisions and these different hats that I wear, and kids in college, and kids home, and just finances, and I mean, come on, y'all. So we can bounce around in our left side of our brain and our mind, our will, our emotions all the time. We can stay there and rationalize and just be present in that. And my soul this weekend was really feeling the feels. My soul was very left brain. I was processing some stuff, and anyway, I'm not going to spend too much time on that, but I definitely I was in a struggle moment, and I'm going to get through those details to tell you this. So I read this little pamphlet book by Graham Cook, Cook with an E, and it says Towards a Powerful Inner Life, the journey of developing an internal spirituality when overwhelmed by external circumstances. And so this is just a small, pretty easy read, unless you're really needing to pause to say, oh, this is the second time I read it. I just pulled it off my shelf. I was lamenting in this chair right here. My husband came over here and sat with me here. And I said, you don't want to hear what I have. I need to just quietly process, because it was all like, there was just all these feels, my mind was on overdrive, my will and how I wanted things to be done. And y'all, I keep saying I'm not a control freak. I'm not known for it. No personality profiles have come up to show me that I am, but y'all, I am, because our soul, our ego, our left side of our brain feels that we will survive and thrive when we understand, when we can fix it, when we can rationalize it. And I've learned, and I do this work, and I'm like, I know my ego is tempted to want to do that. I'm just grieving so much. And apparently I want to control the external around me. And I'm like, I know this is so big, what I was processing and lamenting, and some things I was triggered by. And I'm like, this isn't good. Like, I can tell. And I'm being very, very honest. I mean, depression runs in my family. Substance abuse runs in my family, and it's like, is this trying to get me? Is this trying to get my attention? And I'm not ashamed to articulate all the thoughts that are running through my mind. And, could this be getting me now? This midlife, like, I mean, I was willing to consider so much, anything and everything. I was just feeling so much at a soul level. And I turned to my shelf, this little book that was like that narrow, and it just like, pull this off the shelf. And it was within the stack of other books. And I pulled it off the shelf and I read it again, maybe in an hour. And I just sat in here. I had the door closed. My sweet husband, and I said, babe, and I ended up processing it all. And I'm like, I told you. And we both were sharing some of the same grief, and hurts, because there's just stuff that's going on. But some of the other stuff, I'm like, babe, this is why I needed to keep that to myself, because my soul, my left side of the brain, is using words that can be hurtful and can miss. It's like an illusion, but I'm forcing language of my left brain to put, I'm forcing human words that's going on with my soul. We're just so tempted. We want to do that. And he just sat in the tension with me. And he didn't fix and rationalize. We talked, and I said, I just need time. So he walks away, and that's hard. It's hard for him to do. And I get this book and I reread it, and y'all, I'm going to send this to one of you. Just tell me who wants this book. I'm going to order it and it's yours. I have another book from Graham Cook, another video I do that it's sitting right there. I'm going to send this. I'm going to take the time and the effort. I want to send this to you. Just tell me if you want this book. I'm going to give a day to just hear from you. Tell me if you want this book, y'all. This little pamphlet, yet again, gave me language for what my soul on the left part of my body, on my brain, left brain. And this book is like, get out of your soul. Get out of there. Your spirit has something to share with you. And it's kind of like this dying of self. And I could tell that my soul, my ego, wanted to dictate, wanted to control, wanted to understand, wanted to rationalize. But this book puts language in a whole other way. And I'm well read. I have tons of books of resources that I love, which is why you don't have to read all those books. I'll just partner with you and work with you through all the different things that I offer. But this is a book I want in your hands. Now, a book like this, like these two books that I'm going to do a talk on, like, listen, I'm going to read this stuff. You might not have time or desire, but this I want in your hands. This I want to give to you, because even while I was all tied up and twisted up in my mind, my will, my emotions, just reading through this. Yes, it was my second time, which was quite helpful. This is why I want you to have this in your hands. And it's based on scripture. It made sense to what I was dealing with. Okay, so this is one announcement. I want to give it to you all. Thank you, Marissa. Yes, Graham Cook with an E. Yes, I want to give this to you. I want you to have this pamphlet. So good. So Graham Cook is one person that I allow to influence my thinking, because he helps me with this abundant mindset. He helps me to lock in with the right creative side of my brain, where the spirit wants to co-labor with us, wants to talk to us about the tension, wants to do something beautiful and create. Okay, so let me get on to my two announcements. Hi. Okay, good, Leslie. Yes. We want to put to words, but you know what? There are many times our left brain wants to put something, to put the information and put language to it. And it's like, this is not the time to talk. This is not the time to put language to it. This is the time to create. This is the time to say, how high, how can I see it from your vantage point? The name of the book is Towards a Powerful Inner Life. More words, Graham Cook. So it's basically how to stay in the tension and how to tap into the secret part, the inner part of our life, our spirit, how to tap into this wisdom, not more left brain knowledge. Internal wisdom is so good. It's so good. All right, now I gotta move on. I want to move on. I don't gotta move on. I want to move on because I want to tell you this other stuff. So while I'm hanging in there and dealing with the deals of life and the feels of life, like we're not supposed to ignore all that and numb it out and go off and distract ourselves. Like I could have left this space and I could have continued to decorate for Christmas and I could have went shopping and I could have done other things. And I mean, my spirit is like, don't you move a muscle. Don't you worry about your to-do list. Stay in this tension. Stay in this tension. I've got something I'm trying to renew. I'm trying to create. I'm trying to talk to you, says my spirit with internal. God of the universe is inside because I'm a Christ follower. He's inside. He's like, dude, I want to talk to you. I want to give you some wisdom, not more knowledge, wisdom. And boy, did I get it. So here's the first announcement. So I finally got it all out for this new, like this season. I call it Brave Your Abundance or Brave My Abundance. So it's a course that I'm offering and it's for the next 2 months. I am let's hang together for the next 2 months through December and January. Now, I tried to price it in a way that would honor my work and honor my time, but give you choice. So when you go on to abundantlymE.org, where you learn more, I've got it all written out. If you want to call me and learn a little bit more before you commit, because this definitely isn't for everybody. But for those of you who are ready to do what I'm about to talk about and what I've been talking about, you want to step into this. You want to learn how. I mean, I'm going to be basically taking so much of patiently enduring in the Abundance Academy. I'm going to take elements of those and I'm going to put it into this season of December where I believe we all need to remember what the season is about, but also learn how to patiently endure, how to be comfortable with being uncomfortable, how to shift over to this creative right side of our brain that is just as present, more powerful than the rational memory-based left side of our brain that wants to control everything, wants to control even internally. Like, dude, we're not talking about that. This is a whole new way. This December season is about birth. It's about creation. It's about a king that came. It's about a warrior that came as a little fluffy baby. But don't ever diminish. We don't want to diminish what this birth has done for us and continues to do for us, resetting, realigning, getting in with the truth of the season, the capital T truth, and doing so in the right part of our brain. Y'all, I thought I was more right-brained, but using it this way, like, no way. I spend so much time in the left rational, wrap my brain, control. I need to, that left side of my brain all throughout the day. I want to go through December and then, yes, into the new year where we're usually, I mean, come on, this is the time of the year that is most depressing for people. And we need to flip the script on that. Why? Why is it most depressing? Because we're so into our left side of our brain. I'll explain it more in the group. It's because we don't, okay, I don't need to get into it because that's what the group is for. But we're going to be spending December and then also flipping the script on the way to look at this new year season going into 2023. Setting us free from the left side of our brain, setting us free from our ego and our soul being so soulish. That's what Graham says. We're being not selfish, soulish. Let's put real language to what really is going on in us. I even told my husband, I said, man, I'm having a soulish moment. And I don't mean the good kind of soul. I'm talking about soulish, selfish, Terra-centered, Terra rising everything. I want to flip the script on that. And listen, I've walked through it. I pay attention to it. So when you choose someone like me to be your guide, it's coming from a place that I don't just give you the advice because I'm not using it. No, it's because I've walked through it. I have renewed language for it. I might be a step ahead or I might be walking right with you, but I believe that God has called me into this work He's called me into this time to because I deal with the no matter what's and even ifs. I deal with so much no matter what and even ifs. He trusts me with these valleys. He trusts me with these moments that he knows that I will flip the script and I will study him more and I will fall more in love with the spirit, with him within me. I don't do it in a way that judges myself or condemns myself. There's no time for that or others. No, it's a space that says, that's cool, man. That's your soul. It's going to be a lifelong internal battle, your soul and your spirit. It's okay. But let's go into this, says God, let's go into this new season. Let's go through this month with an abundant mindset in our right brain, where the Spirit of God, His wisdom and His love and His peace and His joy lives within you. And if you aren't in the faith journey, if you're not right where I'm at, if you don't use the language I'm using, will you please sign up? Will you please trust that the language that I'm using that you're like, I don't talk like that. I want you to sign up. I want you to hang out with us. Don't think you need to have the same exact faith journey or faith experience that I have. It's because of the valleys. It's because of my flipping the script moments that I'm going to be using language that you might not use or someone else in the group might not use. But it's what will help us create and move forward in a whole new way. And so, yes, we're going to be talking about the concept of renewal of this new year but we're going to do it in a whole different way. So different that yes, I have an 8-week structure, but y'all, I'm holding it so loosely because I don't know until y'all sign up, until the people sign up. And now it's because of you signing up and co-laboring with me, co-creating with me. You are going to make a difference to this group. I can't tell you every single part of this 8-week course, this 2-month, December through January, the new year. I can't tell you what it's going to be like until you sign up, because then I'm going to be so present in who's with me in this that the wisdom within me that knows you and you and you and you, this beautiful small group of women. Sorry, it's only women, this small group of women who are like, man, I'm ready to buckle up. I'm ready to be uncomfortable. I'm ready. It's going to be hard, but I'm going to shift from the left side of my brain and I'm going to move over to the right side and I'm going to just release and receive and be ready. Be ready for what 2023 is going to be like for you. We're not going to do this from a rational perspective. We're not going to, it just will not be done. I don't know if it's ever been done like this, but here's the point. When I'm sick a couple weeks ago and I'm like pretty ticked off for a moment that I can't participate with my family who I don't get to see too often because we're all spreading out. We're growing up and everyone's spreading out. And this time we get together and I'm sick and I couldn't participate. And it's like, how high? Even in that moment, how high, what do you want me to see from your vantage point? And then I create these two things. And I have one more announcement to make. So this one is Brave Your Abundance course for 2 weeks. How high? How do you want me to see this? How do you want me to view it? And he's like, just put it out. I'm like, but I've never done this before. He goes, exactly. You asked me, I invite you in to hold space for a group of women. And then you want to rationalize it. You want all your ducks in a row before you put the course out there. Tara, that's not how high. How high is shift over to the freedom, expression, creation part of your brain. And then I'm going to work with you. We're going to co-labor. We have an 8-week structure, but then you're going to let the unknown be unknown. But I don't want to, I want to tell them every little nook and cranny so they know what they're signing up for. Well, then they're not signing up for the right thing. If they need to know everything and you need to know everything. And so I'm holding it loosely to let the Spirit of God, to let the great creator create this course when you're in it. So I probably have 70% created, maybe 60. He just told me, try again, lower. Because you're going to live into this with them. You're going to say yes, even though you don't have it all thought out and controlled. You're going to hold space. Stop trying to control everything and teach people that they are going to sign up with the right side of the brain because you're going to feel it. You're going to just have this internal wisdom that that is something I want to be part of. And so go on to abundantlymE.org, check it out. If you need to use the left side of your brain, listen, I've created some explanations. And if you want to talk with me, we're going to talk through the left side of our brain. Maybe we'll pop over to the right side and we'll pray together. I don't know. But there's also a pay structure. I'm going to allow you to tell me out of three levels what you can afford, because I know this can be an expensive time of the year that we don't technically, our family tries to budget for it because we knew December 25th, we knew Christmas was going to happen. So we do budget for it, but we don't always have the overflow of money at this time of the year. So I'm going to let you choose. I'm going to hold even that loosely. You choose. But I want you to be willing to be present in the unknown, because we're going to go through December and January together with some uncomfortable unknowns, and just watch the Spirit of God move and create. Okay, last announcement. Now, you guys, I'm making this announcement. I barely have any details together, but it's again, he's like, I'm inviting you into something. I'll create it, but are you saying yes? And then more and more wisdom, more and more will be exposed. But you got, uh, you going to say yes. So the first weekend of February, I am holding a retreat for women. It is going to take place in an on-site environment called Subiaco Retreat House in Oxford, Michigan. I am both scared and crazy excited, delighted to offer a time and a place for a group of women to get together and to stand in the heavenly realm, in the here and the now. That's what we get to do together. And I was mentally, kind of prayerfully right side of my brain thinking about this post, this moment with you. And he's like, "Are you going to announce the retreat?" And I'm like, "Well, I don't have ever all the thoughts together." And so this is the wisdom of God. This is his gentle prodding saying, "I'm asking, will you make this announcement even though you don't have it all figured out yet?" Because it's going to be another opportunity that it's going to be completely right side of the brain. We don't hold enough space. I'm speaking for myself, for ourselves and our quiet time throughout our day, throughout our conversations, and throughout our work and throughout our ministry, to live into the right side of our brain. So the retreat is going to be the first weekend of February. And I am working on having some conversations with people of how we're going to provide healthy food options and lodging, because it's basically like separate rooms and bunk beds, and you're gonna bring your comfy clothes and comfy bedding, and you're gonna create a comfy space where adult women live in, gonna be in bunk beds a night or two. I don't know. I'm just talking with God. I'm talking with God about it. But I'm so delighted. My spirit is super excited, doing cartwheels. That's the right side of my brain, I'm guessing. And my left side of the brain is working hard to say, what can this weekend, what can this retreat be like? So for all that are in attendance. So that is the announcement. First weekend of February. I'm saying yes, and the details will be unfolding in the next week or two, and probably sign up will be in the next week. So I'm so excited for those of you who are in this Michigan area who want to spend some, I don't know, a day and a half, maybe 2 days, 2 days, 2 nights. I'm going to work on it, but just being in the presence of God in the slice of heaven. You again don't have to have the same faith language that I use. It's just, I want to know more. I want to be in this space, and I want to see what God is up to. I want to feel the presence of God. I want to enter in one way and be willing to leave another. So that's the retreat, the first weekend of February. It's a place called Subiaco Retreat Center in Oxford, Michigan. So let me just say hello to everybody. Suzanne, hi, friend. Have a beautiful, beautiful day at work as you create this heaven on earth for your preschoolers. I love what you do. Hi, Juliet. Nice to see you. Hi, Amber. Hello, friend. Hi, Deb. Good to see you. Hey, and if this retreat goes well, then maybe I'll do some, in different areas that, I don't know. I'm excited. I'm excited to see what's available. Hi, Leslie. I don't know. Hi, Sammy. Good morning. All right. I think I said my hellos. I man, I feel abundant. I'm going to finish the rest of my day, my morning, and just holding for a moment to see if anyone else has anything else to say, any questions, any thoughts. And this big, obnoxious red microphone, which I might turn into a heart because I'm all about love. This is another announcement, a podcast that's in the works. We're trying. So a podcast, and we're going to make some announcements as to what that's going to look and sound like. But that's happening too, y'all. That's happening. All right. I love you. I will talk to you later. Let me know. Stay in touch. Ask questions. I'll look at the comments throughout the day to see if you have any questions. But go to abundantlymee.org to sign up for the things that I've mentioned. And then also fill out a contact form if you want to hear from me, either about the retreat but more specifically about sign up, because the registration for Brave Your Abundance course is now open. I love you. So good to see you. Talk to you later. Bye.